Test 1 2. Hey guys, how's it? This is Mr. H. Little under the weather today, but you know I'm doing. Today we're making some fly magazines. We're gonna try to use our nice portraits that we've used to make some legit style looking magazines. Here I got my main man Teddy, his brother Tanner. Bring your image into Photoshop. What you want to do is get rid of the background. Easiest way to do that, W for magic wand. Hit that wand, make sure it's a magic wand tool. Select it. I have tolerance on 32. If it's too high, it may not select the right areas. You can bring that thing down even more, and it could be even more specific. Notice here how it's selecting his hand. It's actually might delete his hand. I'm going to show you a little trick. Let's duplicate that background. Okay, like I just did right there. So I now have 2 copies of that. I'm going to hide my first background. And so I'm selecting my top layer, click on what I need to do, hit delete. I got most of it except the hand. And this may be if your hair is the same color as the background or something you're wearing. And if the magic wand doesn't work, you can use the eraser tool. You can use the pen, but in this case, I have this. Now, I just need that hand, so I'm going to hide that first copy, go to the second copy, double click if it's locked, and hit OK so to unlock it. And I'm going to basically just put a circle around the hand part. I'm going to hit Shift Command I, delete everything else but the hand. So now if I go back and show my first layer, this is without it, here's with it. So what do I need to do? All I need to do now is go in here and delete just that hand part. See, like this. And again, I would zoom in as much as you can on that one. Alright, so let's do that. So after you've got it to, you know, something respectable. Okay. Also I'm going to want to go in here to my top layer and get that little triangle and delete that. Same with that. Delete. Alright. Merge them. Hold down Shift, select both of the layers, merge layers. So now it's one. I'm going to hit V as in Victor. And I'm going to hit Command. Actually, I just need to crop some of this out. So let me show you what I'm going to crop out. So M for marquee. And I'm going to go back to the rectangle. I'm going to put a rectangle around what I'm going to take out. Command C. Command N is in new. And I'm going to call this class ID. And this is going to be my magazine. And I'm going to choose International Paper A4 300 RGB white, sitting pretty. Command V to paste it. And there we go with that. So let me back this out. Hit V. I'm going to move it around to see what you want to put. I'm going to get this out of the way for now. Bring them down here. I'm going to put in my text. Now the text can be tricky. Okay. Hit T for text, and I'm going to click and draw a box around this area. Okay. Now for your text, you're going to want to choose, first of all, a text that's like more bold or stands out more. And I would search some genre magazines from the internet that fit yours to see what style they are. But in this case, let's see. Well, first of all, I'm going to call this magazine turntables. And for turntables, make sure it's a magazine that's not already being used, like it's not already a magazine. Okay, so and you may need to Google search that to make sure it's not a magazine, which I did, and it's not. So now I'm going to kind of fill this in a little bit more here. Now, notice that it's a little bit too big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it smaller. Hit Command T to transform, okay? And notice I hyphenated it. So make sure you don't make mistakes like I do and make it too big. Let's bring it down to 100. There we go. Command T. Transform it. There we go. You also may want to decide how much space to put in between each of the letters. Now, in my case, I want to, you want a nice font. I mean, the title of it says a lot, about your magazine. So you can use one of the fonts that is on your computer, or you may want to download a font. It's up to you. To change the spacing is important in between the letters. Go up to the character. You can go to Window, Paragraph, and then in Paragraph, there's Character, and you can choose the sizing. So if you want it more condensed, this is more wide. I like it kind of more condensed. And then I can hit Command T, and then I can transform it like this. Now, how far should you go? Well, we need some guides to help us out here. So go to Photoshop, Preferences, Units and Rulers. Make sure it's in inches. Hit OK. And we're going to hit Command R if you don't have your inches out already. So with your ruler, okay, again, click and drag this out. I'm going to go to the second tick, so 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, 2 ticks on both sides is what we're going to be running today. So basically that means no font should be inside or outside of those boundaries today, okay, including our title. To get back to our turntables layer, just hit Command and click on it, and it will select it, and hit Command T, and I can make it fill it. Usually they fill in that space, just like so. All right, now let's decide on a color. Okay, colors are important. You're going to have to choose from some different colors here. I have some examples that I found with my genre of magazines. Notice they use different colors like this. So you don't want to just rely on yourself to choose your colors though. You want to go to bit.ly/comp colors, COMP colors. So comp colors. And what it's going to do is open up Adobe Cooler. And we're going to rely on this. Now, comp stands for complementary. And complementary means they're opposite colors that contrast really well together. So we have some white as our background, but notice here, you can click on this little circle and choose the colors that you want. You can also bring it in if you want it lighter and darker. But I kind of like these two colors right here, these green and purple here. At the bottom, you'll see some numbers right here. So you want to write down those numbers. So 138, 178, and 21. That's our RGB colors. So in Photoshop, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to make that color. So just click on the color swatch. You can go under right here, just click on colors, and then you can click just start punching it in. 138 tab 178 tab 21. So there's our green color. I'm going to hit add to swatches. I'm going to call this mag green. Hit OK, and I'm going to use it. I'm going to hit OK. So T for text, highlight my font. I'm going to choose that color, OK, and there it is. Now, if you can't see it very well, you can do a stroke if you want. You can do a shadow. That's up to you. Again, just bring up your layers, function, stroke, And then you can choose whatever will help maybe be more definitive. You can do an inner shadow drop, just whatever you think would be best to do for your title. Now, in terms of your background, right now it's white. You can choose a different background. If you notice the examples that I had here, I like that color, I like that color. I mean, all these colors are very subtle. You want to choose subtle colors. You can use a gradient, G for gradient. If you use a gradient, I would suggest transparent to a color, like the second one. And then what you can do is, in your layers palette, go ahead and choose, click on background, and then a new layer on top of the background. And so I can basically draw this kind of like so. Now I don't want a green, okay? You want something a little bit more subtle, or I could choose green and just put the green down here like that. Or you could choose like a gray. To change the color, you just click on, double click that spot right there, and then you'll see the colors here. Double click on this little square, okay? And then you can choose the color that you want. Like let's say I just want a lighter color here. And then I just click and then drag to an area, and that's a linear color. Now if you don't want a linear color, you can do a circular color. You can change these and it'll have different ways of placing the color. So I'm going to maybe have it like that. You can also change the opacity if you don't want it as bright. If you just want it subtle, I'm going to hit V, Command, click on your picture. I'm going to bring him up, and I can choose where to put him. Now, unless your picture is a medium shot, like if it's a really big close-up shot, then you would want the turntables in front of his face because you can't see him as well. But in this case, you can see him fine. So you want to put the title behind his head, kind of like that. So it's still legible. So that's the first part. So next we'll work on typography and text and all that fun stuff. But this is a good way to get you started for your magazine.